Live for the Synth Car Ride Together stream. Just heading out here now. Wondering if the audio is a little bit better on this one here. We'll see if anybody's going to pop in now in a sec once we're gone live. Just going to be talking about some synthesizers today and a couple bit of drops of news I had on the morning ride. I was listening to some things and I was checking out some stuff. So wait for a few people to get in the chat. And had a long day today, but we're over it. Today was a big day. What I would do, 3:30 to 4 o'clock. It's not bad. 12 and a half hours, nothing to it. Get home tonight, turn on the gear. I got an idea for a episode that I'm gonna produce tonight and a track that I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do more of like Final Fantasy style track, maybe. We'll see what happens. I got an idea for it. Kind of want to add some different, do like almost like a storytelling series via synthesizer. So like try to do some jams where I create and thread a story within the jam. I think that will be interesting. So I got some ideas I'm thinking about, trying to do space theme, sci-fi theme. We'll check it out. We'll see. Hey, Davey, baby, what's going on? You caught it. Set that alarm clock. Nice. So, man, I was just thinking about some ideas I got for a jam to put together. I'm thinking about doing almost like a, what do you call it? Like a dark novel synth style, you know, where I like kind of come up with a story on the fly and then I keep threading that story through the jams and create some characters. I used to do that back in the day with a couple of my buddies. Used this software equipment called Jammer, Jammr. Look into it. And we used that there, and you could actually jam. It had a latency setup, so you could jam with 3 people. They were in Canada, I was in America, and you could actually do the jam together. And it somehow, man, it set up the latency where it would all work out perfectly. You just had to keep the metronome going. I'm also in the car waiting for the wife to finish band practice, or brass practice. Nice, man. Well, listen, I found out 2 things today that were pretty cool. I just found out that a company called SoundForce, you can go on Sonic State's website and check this out. SoundForce is putting out a MIDI controller that is set up for all the OB plugins. Exact same setup, desktop module. Check it out. Sonic State, SoundForce OB module, MIDI controller that will be able to control all the OB software plugins, which I thought was super cool. It's almost like that idea we were talking about the other day for Moog to do, to create the MIDI controller for their plugins. And this company, SoundForce, just did it. And I think they're selling for €3.99, I think. I don't know what that is in American. €3.99 for the actual MIDI controller. So we got the desktop version of the UBXA is coming in at $8.99, I heard, which I just put in my pre-order for that today. I got Yuslaf, or whatever his name is, Yulaf, I think his name is, or Yusef, to reserve my pre-order for the UBXA desktop. So I'm on the list. No price yet. He won't give me the price, but I got a source telling me it's coming in at $8.99, same price they released the DeepMind for. And you know, Behringer, man, they might bring that out at $7.99 just to make everybody happy, because they dropped the price of the other one to $11.99. But yeah, go check it out. Sonic State SoundForce, super cool. You can pick up a MIDI controller for all you software plugin lovers, which is not me. I can't pull myself to get the Mariana. It just doesn't make any sense. How's the audio and the video? Is it choppy or whatever? Very cool. I'm really waiting for the recording keyboard. Yeah. I just think the UBXA, I hate to keep talking about it, but I think it's going to blow the socks off of the industry. The fact that they're giving everybody a 16-voice, pure analog, recreation, stereo pan, multi-timbral, polyphonic aftertouch, I think it's just going to blow the socks off of everything with the sound. And when I listen to that Synth King video, sounds good, looks good. Listen to that Synth King video, man. The sounds on that were awesome. This is an emergency broadcast, Richie, baby. Coming to you hot. Just wanted to let you know, since you're an Oberheim, however you say it, lover, SoundForce just released the MIDI keyboard, the OB MIDI keyboard for all the plugins for the OB at €3.99, I believe, or pounds or something. So that's pretty cool. Richie's in the house. Man, wonder if we're ever gonna get Synth Punk in on one of these streams. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to get Synth Punk to do an episode with me, podcast style, called Samurai versus the Punk, where we debate over, you ever watch those ESPN episodes where you got two guys kind of talking about who's the teams and who's the best and who's the worst? And I think it's Shannon Sharp and some other dude, a white dude, I can't remember his name. And they basically just kind of argue back and forth in a fun kind of way. Trying to get Synth Punk to come on to do that. Do like a once a month thing where I guess he bashes Behringer when I picks up for him kind of thing. Have some fun, just like that. But he hasn't agreed yet, so we'll see. I keep asking him if he wants to do it. He says yes, but you guys are going to have to get on his case and let him know. The Samurai versus the Punk monthly showdown. I think that'd be quite interesting. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But what other news did I have? The Arturia Mini Freak got that update, the V2 update, or firmware update 2.0. Man, the Arturia is really, as far as I'm concerned, second best company out right now is Arturia. Behringer's number one. Arturia's number two, easily number two. Moog's last place, in my opinion. Moog is last place. Then now they could become, they could steal second place in the rankings pretty easily. Yeah, go for it, Richie. Yeah, I got to. I think Moog could steal second place if they come out hot with their first product release. But everything my sources are telling me, the Moog Mirror, if that's what they're going to call it. They're either going to call it the Moog Mirror or the Moog Labyrinth, but I've also been told to keep an eye on the trademarks. Just bought the Keystep Pro Chroma. Okay, I was looking at the Keystep Pro Chroma. What's the big differences in that one and the original? Is it just black or has it got extra features? I haven't really looked into it, but I like the look of it. Not really too hot on the white one. I like the black look. I'm also looking at the Matrix Brute Dark Edition. I think that's pretty cool too. If that gets around $1,000, I might try to snap that up if I get a little extra cash from some overtime over Christmas. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so back to what I was just saying. If Moog comes out hot out of the gate with a huge product release, I mean, they could jump into number two. They could steal number two. Some color changing, light changing. That's cool. I like the name. Chroma kind of. I like the Keystep Pro. I'm waiting for Behringer to clone that and bring it out for $199. I think it's good. $199 would be a good clone price for that. I got the Beatstep Pro, but I would like to have something with a couple keys on it. That's for sure. So if Moog comes out of the gate with their hot 8-voice polyphonic release, Labyrinth, Mirror, I've been told to keep an eye on the trademarks and see what In Music is trademarking, because I think the cat got out of the bag with the Moog Mirror. They wanted to name it that to be like the future reflecting the past, and it was kind of going to be a Moog 1 in-betweener. And apparently it's a hot product. It's a very hot product, and everyone working at it at Moog is absolutely blown away by it. Now, you know what Moog's like. It comes out of products, and they're almost as bad as Teenage Engineering when they come out with issues. The only difference is Teenage Engineering is doing a $2.99 lemon. Moog's sometimes sending out the $5,000 lemons that you got to keep sending back and get fixed. But apparently, once you get a good Moog, it's very good. Never played a Moog, so I can't give a hard critic. Man, if I visit, he'll let me touch that Moog and see what Samurai thinks about it. We'll see. But I think Moog's got to come out with a hot release. They got to do something. The Mariana got the world talking, but not enough, in my opinion, because they didn't do enough promotion. They should have done a bigger marketing campaign. Like I was saying, man, it's so easy to do marketing campaigns these days with how, like, your iPhone, you got a whole production studio just on your iPhone. So there's no excuse for Moog not to be doing bigger marketing. Like, they just dropped the Mariana and dropped 1 2-minute video, which I thought was cool, but they should have just been dropping video after video, teasing it and building up to it, and then they could have dropped it. And I don't know why they didn't do that, and I don't know why they're not giving everybody this kind of tease along the way for their big 8-voice polyphonic that apparently is going to drop in January or February from what I'm hearing. And rumors are that In Music might be making Moog having an appearance at NAMM. So be on the lookout for that. And maybe Behringer. I think Behringer should make an appearance at NAMM as well and go there with the UBXA. That'd be pretty cool. So you'd have Moog there with their new 8-voice. You'd have Behringer there with their 16-voice UBXA. I think both of those things would be cool additions because I don't think Moog or Behringer have been making showings at NAMM. And to be honest, NAMM last year was boring. I don't know if it was because of the supply shortage. A lot of companies released some synths before NAMM, so it wasn't really, there was no real surprises. Do you remember any surprises from NAMM last year? I don't remember any at all. Not at all, to be honest. It wasn't surprising whatsoever. And like I said, a lot of the footage that got, there's something about the, do you guys find this? There's something about the noise at NAMM when all the, you know, synth influencers or synth Illuminati, whoever they are, when they're all around doing their videos, it's noisy, you can't really hear good. I don't understand it. I don't know, I don't get it. Maybe it's just because it's a convention style thing and it's like in one of those auditoriums that are noisy, but I find them, one thing I liked is when Teenage Engineering was at Super Booth. Was it Super Booth? Super Booth or NAMM, and they had their own van or motorhome pulled up. What's up, Davey? Yeah, they had their own motorhome pulled up, and they actually did their demos and stuff sitting in the motorhome or van, whatever they had there, which was like, I know Andertons went in and they sat down, and it was way more calming to watch than all the racket going on, because you can't even get a good synth sounds out of it. I don't really enjoy watching them. I watch them, but I kind of just skip through them. I don't know about you guys, but the sound isn't good on those videos. But I'll tell you what, I'm hoping that I will get that UBXA, because I think I'm on the reserve list, hopefully, for the demo. Smash the like button times 10. Hit it. I don't know. These live streams are funny because one the other day, I don't know if I had all my internet used up, but it went all choppy. And as soon as I pulled in the driveway and got the Wi-Fi back, it went back to normal. So if the Wi-Fi starts getting crappy, we'll get out. I know it's getting dark here now, so we won't be doing the stream for too long. Well, yeah, so we got the Mini Freak 2.0 update. We got the SoundForce releasing their MIDI controller that looks exactly like an OB-X8 desktop, which is super cool. And that's pretty much it for the news. I'm waiting on the Chroma console. I think I might order that, but that's apparently not going to, I missed it. I'm not going to get that till February. Going back to Moog, they need to, yeah, I 100% agree. I 100% agree that they need to do something to bring in the new customer base. It's just the old customer base don't like cheap Moog products. I don't even think the old customer base liked, I mean, I thought that the subharmonicon, the DFAM, the Mother 32 were amazing. I loved them. And I almost bought them so many times, they were just too far out of my price range for those. But I watched so many videos where so many people had made such cool, I like the modular, the semi-modular stuff. I love it. I really, really love it. But that was just too high in the price range. So if they could bring those modulars out get them out for cheaper to people, that'd be great, I think. I don't know. It's just, it's hard when you get up around $1,000, man. You're just working your ass off all the time, and you're like, that's why I do my synth bank. I put my $30 every week in my synth bank, and it kind of just builds up, and I forget about it. I just watch products, and usually once something will hit me, and I'll get like a gut instinct and be like the Hydrasynth Deluxe, seen a crazy price. My synth bank was topped up, and I was like, I guess I'll pull the trigger right now, because I don't think I'll ever get a price like that. Yeah, I heard so many stories, especially with the Voyager, the Moog 1. I heard so many stories, and I heard so many stories about the Mini Moog, people being so upset with the products that you know, I guess it was almost as bad as Teenage Engineering. Like I said, the difference is you're paying thousands and thousands of dollars, so it's a completely different scenario, you know. But I mean, I think Moog they milked that cow so bad off their name and like the reputation of Made in America, which was kind of fake, and then also their reputation of like them being the best synthesizer sounding. I don't know. Synthpunk says the Mini Moog, nothing sounds like it. The Moog 1's supposed to be a flagship. Yeah, supposed to be a flagship, and from what I heard, people weren't happy with it when they brought it out. You know, I would say their Mini Moog is their flagship. The reissue, maybe, that had issues, but people seem to love the sound of that. I don't know. I think, man, you can get... It all depends what you're into, you know. Yeah, a Mini Moog, again, I've never been super pumped with these companies just reissuing stuff like the Juno X, the Jupiter X, reissuing the Mini Moog, reissuing all the old synths. I like going into the future. I think Behringer cloning stuff that isn't made anymore is cool. I think when they go back and clone stuff that's already in the made, I don't care. I think it's cool for them to do it because it gives people the ability to buy awesome synthesizers for like reasonable prices. But I think cloning stuff that's already out there, I mean, like, can we just stop, like, synthesizer companies cloning their own synthesizers? Like, why don't they do new stuff? They just tried to ride the name of the Juno, like, into what? Oblivion? Ride the name of the Jupiter into oblivion? Just, I really don't understand why they don't call it something new. Now, don't get me wrong. I love it. I love the Juno X. I love the Jupiter X, Jupiter XM. I all think they sound awesome. I think they sound amazing. But I'm the kind of guy who thinks everything sounds amazing because I just like sounds, whether they're weird. If you saw my Krell patch video the other day with the Neutron, I just like weird stuff too. And if you listen to any of my songs are weird. I don't even know, like half the time I don't even know what I'm doing. I just kind of go with the flow and jam. Whatever happens, happens. And then I just post it, you know. So that was cool. The Krell patch was cool, but if you go into my community tab, I posted a Red Means Recording modular video today, and I said it was a Krell patch on steroids, and his modular setup, I don't know how much money he spent on that, or he got that given to him or whatever, but that thing, he's got the craziest modular thing, and he's got, I think it's like 6 Krell patches going at once, all self-generating lights. Again, it's the most intimidating thing. I don't know how these get, like, Red Means Recording has got to be a genius. Anybody into modular, I guess, is like you just learn it. But when I look at it, I'm like, wow, these guys are geniuses. So listen, let me ask you a question. If you could keep your OBX8 or your Matrix Brute, which would you keep? Richie, would you keep the Minimo or the OBX8? Yeah, I've looked at VC Rack a lot of times, Dave, man. I just can't. I look at a computer all day. I can't go home and look at the computer, man. It's just like between checking out some news, recording a show, I'm like, I think the VC Rack thing looks awesome. And I know Empirism, if you guys don't follow him, check his channel out. Empirism, he's got a few videos where he uses the VC Rack, and I think he CVs it to some of his gear, and it sounds awesome. OBX8, I knew you'd say that. I knew you'd say that. I've never tried it, so I can't say, man, but I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised at how close to and or above the Behringer UBX8 does for the OBX8. I think it's going to beat it because it's 16 voice too, don't forget. Does the OBX8 have polyphonic aftertouch? Anybody know? Because I didn't look into it, but the way Behringer's repping the poly aftertouch with Matrix has more fun. Yeah, I like the Matrix Brute, man. That was the first the Deep Mom was the first synthesizer. Yeah, I didn't think it did. So, I mean, the UBXA has the OBX8 beat. It's got a beat already. And if Synth King, I don't know what kind of effects he had on this video, but if Synth King had, I'd like to see what kind of effects he had going when he did those videos, because effects, as you know, can make an analog synthesizer sound insane. So we'll see. But I think the UBXA got the OBX8 beat already. 16 voices, polyphonic aftertouch, and it's just got it beat. It does, sorry. Totally got it beat. Now, the question is, does it got a beaten sound? If you go watch the Synth Legends video, the Synth Legends video to me, and I'm not an expert by no means, but to my ears, I'm like, I can't tell the difference in this. We'll see. The Matrix Brute's so cool. I mean, I think as far as cool looking synthesizers, the Matrix Brute is the coolest looking, and I wish they had the Poly Brute flip top. I can't believe they didn't do the Poly Brute flip top. That was like a huge mistake, unless they're going to do the Poly Brute flip top for a later thing, but I'm guessing it was just too heavy. It's too heavy, man. They would lose too much money on shipping, I'm guessing, transportation, because the Matrix Brute's a beast. What does that weigh? 50 pounds or something? 50 pounds that thing weighs? I mean, that weighs like a bag of potato, a couple bags of potatoes. For sure. Got to. But yeah. So man, I'm hoping I get the UBXA in time to do some demos, and you know, if people like it, some guy already wrote and he was like, Samurai, are you gonna send that back too, just like you sent back the Pro 800? I don't think so. You guys can mark my words right now, I will not be sending back the UBXA unless that thing comes all busted up and full of issues. Then I'll send it back, but I'm not sending that back. I'm keeping that forever, because I think the Hydrasynth Deluxe with the UBXA from Behringer, and then I think I might, down the road, once the synth bank tops up again, pick up the Behringer 2600, and I think that'll be a sweet three sister combo. So I'll have the vintage synth workshop's just fashion. Yeah, I agree, man. To me, getting vintage synthesizer now, like, it's a collector thing. If you're into getting collector items, deep minus 12 kilos, yeah, I know. If you're into collector items and you want to collect, cool, but do you really want to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to get an old synthesizer? You know, I just don't understand that. But people are into classic cars, people are into classic synthesizers too. I heard today from I was having a chat with Synthpunk, and he said that one of his buddies sold his CS80 for 50 grand, which is insane. I can't remember the name of the guy he sold it to, but I told Synthpunk to do a video on it, so I don't want to talk too much about it because it would be a spoiler. But yeah. Anyways, I got a dart, boys. Sun is going down. We're always sun chasing in the neon world of synthesizers, so I'm gonna dart. You guys have a good evening. We'll talk more later. We'll see. I might do a synth show episode tonight. We'll see what happens, but you guys keep it real. Slow.